go.
Hello, my name is Ethan Holmes,
I'm Anthony Kavalchuk.
I'm Akaya Hurt. I'm Sophia Nordani.
and this is Cousino's Strive for Safer Driving event. Remember, drive better, save that ship. So the first stop on our Strive for Safer Driving journey was looking through some of the videos that were distributed by Strive for Safer Driving to kind of get an idea of the national statistics on distracted driving and get some insight from professionals to see what we can do to make our Strive for Safer Driving better. So the first step we did was our seatbelt survey. We went outside of Cousino High School and looked through all the people coming through and in and out of our school to see who was wearing their seatbelt. We found that 87.3% of people were wearing their seatbelt, while the remaining 12.7% were not.
So we made t-shirts to commemorate Strive for Safe Driving. It also is another way to bring awareness to the Strive for Safe Driving. This is the seatbelt convincer. It is a ride that you go on, you start on, you strap in your seatbelt, you hold the wheel, it brings you up, and then it simulates a crash at 5 to 10 miles an hour. And it still is a pretty decent jolt. The airbag pops out. We also did it separate in like many different ways where the person riding was either on their phone, like looking over, or looking down texting just to simulate different crashes.
So our next station at our S4SD event was the speeding station, and here we talked with police officers about what it would be like to catch speeders and the equipment they used in order to find them. And we found that in most cases they can almost always tell when people are speeding because they have equipment like their scanner and their radar, and you learn that by the time they pull you over, they've already caught you to show that there are extreme consequences for unsafe driving at any time. You cannot avoid them, just to help drive home the point that you should not speed, you should not drive unsafe. And then our second to last station was our impaired driving station, and here we put on some goggles to simulate what it would be like to drive under the influence with different amounts of alcohol in your blood. And we saw that even with just our vision impaired, it still was incredibly hard to do even simple things like walk on a line or lift your foot up. And we saw this led to a lot of hijinks because even with just our vision impaired, it was really, really, really hard. And so we realized how it was important to never drive impaired because it'd be very, very dangerous for ourselves and others. And then our last station, our S4SD event, was our driving simulator station. And here it was like a computer game where we simulated driving while impaired or driving while distracted. And because we were doing these unsafe driving techniques, it led to a lot of problems, a lot of virtual collateral damage. We ran into garages, ran into cars, dogs, people, and it showed that there's a lot of damage when you drive unsafe, even in a virtual setting. So in the real world, we would never want to do that.
So we had all of our participants who came to the event take a pre and post test just so we could get their opinions and their habits down. So the first question we asked was about if they used social media or if they texted while they were driving. A lot of people said no, but there were a few people that said sometimes or even always. But then after the event, their opinions changed and they said they plan to less or no change. Next question is about speeding, whether they drive the speed limit or not. Most people said they do, but then of course there were a few people that said they do drive over the speed limit sometimes or rarely. And then after the event, their opinions changed and they said they were going to drive the speed limit more. So our next main question is about whether or not they wear their seatbelt. Most people said they did wear their seatbelt, but then after the event with the seatbelt convincer, everyone kept their opinions the same, that they were going to continue wearing that seatbelt. Next question is about driving with groups. A lot of people said they do drive in groups, whether it's sometimes, always, rarely. and it can be their friends, their family, but then after the event, learning about how distracted they can get behind the wheel, they changed their opinions and said that they plan to less. So, and then we had our last question, which pretty much sums everything up. We asked everyone about their opinion on distracted driving, and most people said by the end of the event that they think it is very serious, or they think that most people are on their phones way too much. So overall, we are really confident that everyone at our event learned a lot, and we're confident that everyone is going to continue to drive very safe.
Thank you, Strive for Safer Driving, for giving us this amazing opportunity to help our community.
Shout out Mike Speck for driving skills.
And remember, drive better,
Save that cheddar.
Thank you.